Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. This is the 10th straight day that I have posted a video here on the YouTube channel. I was actually going to do my Royal Rumble predictions today, but I figured I would wait until after SmackDown before giving my final predictions. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift. We're coming off the Raw reunion, very eventful Raw. First one today comes from J. Rubino Sawyer. This week's Raw had one of the best endings to a go-home show in a long time. It really sold interest in the pay-per-view well, although I'd like to have seen them put a little more emphasis on the Rumble match itself. They covered their bases. Your thoughts? I agree. I felt that the ending to Raw was extremely memorable, with Sting finally showing up on Raw, making his Raw debut, and costing the Authority that match. John Cena wins. Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan are back. Triple H was furious, throwing a fit. And I thought it was really well done. I thought it was a tremendous way to build up interest in the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, for that matter, with Sting versus Triple H. And, I had talked about in previous weeks Sting coming back before the Rumble. Maybe that would be a mistake because that would take attention away from the Rumble. But WWE did this well, because right after Sting came out, Brock Lesnar came out, to a huge pop, by the way, and took out Big Show with the F5, took out Kane, and got his hands on Seth Rollins. So WWE still shifted the focus from Sting back to the Royal Rumble. I just thought that they did an extremely well job with building up the Royal Rumble and having Sting come out and get involved. So Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, things looking really good right now. For me personally, I'm definitely more interested in the Rumble now than I was a week ago. So when you look at it from that perspective, WWE hit a home run tonight with how they booked the main event segment. And I got this question here from Richard Gore 66. So based on the ending of Raw, it seems like Brock Lesnar was a babyface by attacking the Authority and the huge crowd reaction. Would you say this is the beginning of a face turn? Please answer in video. Well, my opinion for months has been that eventually Brock Lesnar would go babyface and would have a run as a babyface, especially if he stays with the company past WrestleMania. I could definitely see the Authority turning on Brock Lesnar, in particular Paul Heyman turning on Brock Lesnar and joining up with Seth Rollins. I've discussed this in previous videos. I definitely see it as a strong possibility now, especially coming off Raw. It does feel like Brock's going to turn face sooner than later. And the way WWE booked this segment, I mean, they're feeling the same way, that the fans are going to cheer Brock Lesnar, and this is the direction that WWE's heading in, going on to WrestleMania and beyond. So I'm really interested about the Royal Rumble now and what's going to happen. Like I said, I'll give my predictions on the next video. But for now, I just thought it was a tremendous segment, and the important thing was to build up that triple threat match and make that match important. So, WWE did that, and I really enjoyed the segment and the end of the show a lot. All right, this one comes from It's BITW. Hi, why do you think WWE had Randy Orton return off the air on Raw to attack the Authority? Well, I think WWE has just kept Randy Orton off television because they want his return to have the biggest impact possible. And for this week, wouldn't have made sense to have Orton come back when you already had Brock Lesnar on the show and you had Sting showing up on Raw for the first time. I think it was the right move to not have Randy Orton appear. And I think he will be back in the very near future, either the SmackDown taping or at the latest, he'll be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. And I'm okay with him being a surprise at the Royal Rumble because I think that'll get a huge reaction for him to make his first appearance back, and he could possibly get involved in the WWE title match. The thing about the Rumble is there's so many different ways it can go now, and a month ago I was really dreading the Royal Rumble. It felt like an obvious direction that they had, but right now there's a lot of different things they can do, and even if they had things planned out for months, they could always go in a different direction. There's a lot of different possibilities, and to me that is good writing, when you can keep people guessing and not sure what's going to happen, when the fans have to try to figure it out, and there's different ways it can go. That's good storytelling. So WWE did do a good job with this heading into the Rumble, and yeah, Randy Orton. There's a lot of different things you can do with him. I think the obvious direction is feuding with Seth Rollins. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if he interferes in the title match or if he makes his return in the Rumble. There's a lot of different things that can happen. All right, got this question here from WWE fan Dark Arrow. Hey Aaron, what did you think of Daniel Bryan's first match back on Raw against Bray Wyatt? I think it was a great match. I agree. I really enjoyed it. Daniel Bryan on SmackDown and on Raw looks like he hasn't missed a day. He looks in tremendous shape, and I think Daniel Bryan is another interesting possibility to win the Royal Rumble, and that's a whole other storyline that WWE can go in. The obvious one is Roman Reigns winning the Rumble. A lot of people are wondering about Daniel Bryan and why he would lose a match on Raw to Bray Wyatt. There's also that speculation about The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, and why is Bray Wyatt being protected so much? He got those multiple wins over Dean Ambrose, and then he beats Daniel Bryan on Raw. So is this leading to Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker? It looks like they're building up Bray Wyatt for somebody. So whether it's The Undertaker or not, that remains to be seen. And Daniel Bryan losing, is that a sign that he's going to win the Rumble? Who knows? I mean, once again, I think WWE, the way they booked Raw, it really does add a lot of intrigue to the Royal Rumble and what's going to happen. All right, got this one from Songwriter John. Hey Aaron, do you think WWE was not able to get legends to make a surprise return to the Rumble this year? Because we have Eric Rowan, Ryback, and Dolph Ziggler returning, which is not a surprise at all. Please answer in video. Well, it's still very much a possibility that there will be some surprise entrants. WWE has not announced all 30 competitors yet. And, every year they usually have a couple of guys that make special appearances. And, there's speculation out there that Team 3D might show up at the Royal Rumble. It's in Philadelphia. There was talk for months that WWE would have some former ECW stars show up in the Rumble match since it's in Philadelphia. That would make logical sense. And I think it's safe to say that we will get at least 2 or 3 surprise entrants, maybe former ECW guys. Combine that with Rowan, Ryback, Ziggler, and Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. I mean, it is a star-studded Royal Rumble. And, I think that it's going to be a memorable Rumble match. I mean, Philadelphia is going to be a hot crowd, and I'm really curious to see how they react to Roman Reigns. But yeah, to answer your question, I do think, they can get legends whenever they want. There's an endless supply of legends out there, that would be more than happy to show up at the Rumble and be in a match. DDP is another guy that's rumored to be in the Rumble, and if he's going into the Hall of Fame, that would make logical sense too. All right, got this one from Static Infamy. Hey Aaron, why did WWE build up the Ascension as this monster team just to have the Outlaws and JBL make them look like jobbers? Also, why were the Outlaws the only ones who were fighting? Everyone else was just standing there looking like idiots. Well, to answer the second part, I think it's because, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, X-Pac, they really can't do much at this stage of the game. So the Outlaws were doing the majority of the beatdown because they were the guys that were in the best shape. I mean, that's your answer right there. Regarding the Ascension and that segment, I mean, I was really entertained by that segment because of the nostalgia with the NWO and the APA and the Outlaws. And yeah, it did make the Ascension look really weak. I mean, they look like the biggest geeks in there with these legendary tag teams. Somebody put it well on Twitter that they look like 2 fans that are wearing face paint. So I don't know what this means for the Ascension. They're going to be facing the Outlaws at the Royal Rumble. So, I'm assuming the Ascension will destroy the Outlaws, and we'll see where it goes. But to me, it feels like this tag team is not working in WWE, and this whole idea that they're knockoffs of the LOD and Demolition. This team just doesn't seem to be working in 2015 as a modern-day LOD. It could change. Maybe they will get over at some point. But right now, it feels to me like WWE has already given up on this team, and it's only a matter of time before they fade away back to NXT, or WWE just lets them go, which is really unfortunate. But it seems like the ball has already been dropped, and they need to go back to the drawing board with these guys. All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of No DQ&A Video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW, almost at 50,000 subscribers. I will be back tomorrow with my Royal Rumble predictions. Going to be a hard show to predict, and that's always a good thing when you don't know what's going to happen. Really looking forward to the Rumble on Sunday. NoDQ.com has got you covered with the latest news, rumors, and of course, live results coverage. I'll be tweeting live during the show, so check that out, and I will see you guys next time for more No DQ&A Video.